Welcome to 5 Good Minutes.
You're listening to today's inspirational message on the book of Ecclesiastes with Dan Irvin.
Welcome today to the 5 Good Minutes podcast. Today we are looking at the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1. And today I want to look specifically at verse 9. In chapter 1 it says this: "What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun." We live in a world today that is really obsessed with new everywhere. New gadgets, new shows, a new fitness routine, a new self-help type of program. It's out there. Everybody has the new thing that you need to try, you need to do. And the promise is that this new thing will finally make life better. But this verse in Ecclesiastes confronts this obsession that we have head on. There is nothing new under the sun. The writer of Ecclesiastes isn't saying that we can't invent or create or try to make things better. He's pointing to a deeper reality that everything we call new at its core is just a repackaging of what's already been. When you think about it, the way we talk about new technology, for a second, isn't it just another way to satisfy a desire for connection, a desire for comfort, a new packaging? We invent new philosophies, but they're just really reframed answers to ancient questions of purpose and identity. Even when we think about modern ideas of happiness, they're old. The Romans pursued pleasure. The Greeks were chasing wisdom. And today we combine these pursuits kind of under the banner of, self-fulfillment. That's what we're after. The tools change, but the human heart doesn't. Ecclesiastes humbles us as we read it. It humbles me as I read it, reminding me that we're not as innovative as we might think we are. And here's the great paradox. Ecclesiastes says that there's nothing new under the sun, but the gospel proclaims something radically new. Paul writes about it in 2 Corinthians 5:17. He says, "If anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come." The gospel isn't just another philosophy, another product to consume, another attempt to fix ourselves. It's an entirely new way of life. In Jesus, we don't just get a better version of the old, but we are made new, according to that verse in Corinthians. There's a quote out there by an actor, comedian, Jim Carrey. Perhaps you've heard of him. And Jim Carrey has said this about his life, about success. He said, "I wish everyone could get rich and famous and have everything they've ever dreamed of, so that they would know it's not the answer." He's achieved this level of success in his career, and he's realized that fame and wealth isn't providing the fulfillment that perhaps he had hoped for. Perhaps he had bought into the illusion of this novelty that the next thing would satisfy his craving. When you realize that your restlessness isn't a problem to fix, but it's pointing to something deeper, that our hearts weren't made for the next thing. Our hearts were made for Jesus, the one who offers satisfaction that doesn't fade away. Ecclesiastes reminds us not to put our hope in what's fleeting. The new things under the sun will always leave us wanting more. But in Christ, we can find a newness that's forever, that's eternal. The gospel transforms our story. Life is no longer just a meaningless cycle of repetition, but it's a redemptive narrative moving toward a glorious, magnificent conclusion. So this invitation to stop chasing novelty for its own sake, then the next thing, it won't give you what your heart longs for. Only Jesus can. This is the invitation. And here's the second thing. This is a reminder today as we read this, that in Christ, your life is no longer stuck in the same patterns. You are a new creation. Your past doesn't define you. His grace does. It's a call to share this newness with other people. The world doesn't need any more new ideas. It needs the hope of the gospel, the only truly new thing in history. May we live that truth today, embracing Jesus, the one who makes all things new.
Thanks for joining us here today. There's a lot of great content to explore on Orchard Hill Plus and on the Orchard Hill main feed from the weekend. Have a great day.